Alright, greetings everyone, and welcome to my very first video. Today is a very special day as we've just had the trial decks for Hololive Weiss Schwarz release, and I am planning to open 2 boxes of each. In addition, I'll show you the composition of each deck so you can be aware of what comes included in each, and I will hopefully be fortunate enough to pull an SP on the way. I'm going to open 1 generation per video, so if there's a generation that you are particularly interested in, please feel free to jump directly to that video in the Hololive Weiss Schwarz unboxing playlist. Alright, so starting off with Generation 0, we have a card with Roboco, Sora, Mincho, and Suisei. Each generation has this type of card. In this particular event, it is a level 2 1-cost counter. And went ahead and cut the tape open before filming this. So let's go ahead and open it up. As comes standard with every trial deck, you have a quick manual as well as a playset, which I'm sure most of you already have dozens of by this point. And one thing I thought that was interesting with these trial decks is in order to prevent you from being able to see whether a card has an SP, because the SPs and triple rares are placed in the second half, they actually have this white paper on the side here, so when you look at it from the outside, you cannot see what the cards on the bottom half are. So let's go ahead and remove this plastic. So you have a both foil and non-foil of the 2-1 counter. Start off with 3 copies of this Power 500 Level 0 Sora. Three copies of this Climax Combo Suisei, which climaxes off of a bar, which is a very good looking card in this set, as you will see slightly later. Now we have a level 1 Sora with vanilla stats, a level 1 cost 1 Suisei counter for 2,500 power, level 2 cost 1 Suisei, a level 3 cost 2 Sora. And then here is the Suisei bar that I had mentioned slightly earlier, if I can get the focus. So we have 3 copies of it here, and then 1 copy later on in the deck. So we have 1 copy of this level 0 Roboco, 3 copies of this level 0 Roboco, copy of the Sakura Mincho, this level 0 Sakura Mincho, level 1 Sakura Mincho. Let's see if I can get it to focus a bit more. So this is probably my favorite art from this this particular generation. If you remember this scene from the Hololive anime where Roboco's broken and Noelle is coming to fix her. It's a very funny scene. So I've gone ahead and done some translations for generations 0 through Gen 3, and I'm planning to upload videos walking through what each of these cards do sometime in the next following days. But this Roboco in particular is a very interesting card, so I'll get to that later. We have 3 copies of this Sakura Mincho level 2 1 cost. This Climax Combo level 3 cost 2 Roboco, which climaxes off this card here. We have another copy of this Sora. 1 more copy of this to make 2 total. And we have our first triple rare. We have a Suisei. And let's see. And when this Suisei is on field, because it's 4,000 power at level 0, when this card is on field, you cannot play events or backups from hand, which makes sense. Another copy of the vanilla stats Sora. Another copy of the level 1 cost 1 Suicide counter. Another copy of the level 2 1 cost Suicide. Another copy of the bar. And looks like just additional copies of each of the cards that we've gone through before this. So let's get these organized real quick, and then we can move on to the next deck. So here's the deck in its entirety. As you can see, you have all of your level 0 options up top here, with at least 2 copies of every card. So if you purchase 2 trial decks, then you should be able to build a complete set no matter what, which I believe is standard for trial deck pluses in Weiss Schwarz. I'm not going to go into detail on what the cards do here, as I plan to make that as a separate video, but your level 1 game, you have this Suicide Climax combo, which triggers off of this bar, and then for your level 3 game, you have this level 3 Roboco, which triggers off of this door. So let's move on to the next deck. Alright, so moving on to the second deck, as mentioned before, the composition should be the same as the prior deck, so we're really just fishing for that triple rare, or SP. So let's see how this goes. Move the really tight plastic. Level 2 foil. And Roboco triple rare. Still not a bad one. It looks like all characters in front of this card get 500 power, and then you can pay 2, rest this card, and then from your waiting room select a character and return it to hand. So we're not quite sure what the booster set's going to hold, but until then, this could be a decent option for a backline character. And that's it for Generation 0. Alright, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. As mentioned previously, I will be opening the remaining generations separately in the following videos, so feel free to check those out. In addition, I've been working through translating each of the trial decks and should be able to provide a brief overview of what each card does in English over the following days. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to leave those below. And if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.